Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking to you lot about how to make a number guessing game in Python. Now what I mean by this is the computer will come up with a random number, let's say between 1 and 100, you can make it as big as small as you want, and you will have to guess a number and it will tell you whether the number the computer has is higher or lower than your guess. Okay, let's get right into it. To start, we're just going to simply start by making a variable which is going to be the answer. Now this answer is going to be equal to a random integer between 1 and I'm going to do 100, but you lot can go 1,000, 10,000, whatever you want. Now to be able to get our random number here, at the top we're going to have to say import random, and then in here we can say answer equals random dot randint 1 comma and however the highest, so 1 is the lowest number and the next number, which is b here, is going to be the highest number possible. I'm going to say 100. Anyway, next we're going to say input. We can't actually say input, we can say num for number equals 0, which is not 1 or 100. So basically just put this as a number that's not within this range, and then we'll say while num is not equal to, so that is the exclamation mark and then the equal sign, answer colon, and you'll see you get an indent here. Now what we're going to do is, so whatever code, so let's just say code, whatever code is inside this while this number, which in this case is 0, is not equal to the answer, which is a random number, it's going to run this code. So now it will say num equals int for integer, so we're going to int input, so we're going to grab an input off of the user and we're going to convert it to an integer, and this input is going to be, let's go for enter a number. That's what we'll do. So enter a number, and then we'll say if num is equal to, with two equals here, and then we'll say answer, I'm going to put a colon and then it'll indent it again, say print you are correct, and the game will end. Else, now there's two things we can do in the else. We'll say else if, I believe we can just put, yeah, elif num is bigger than answer, we'll print lower to tell the user to go lower, and elif num is less than answer, we're going to print higher, which will then, now this looks quite complicated, alright. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this and I'm going to show you what this will do, and I'll explain every single aspect of this step by step. Okay, now I've just saved this as a temporary file called delete, because I'm going to go delete it after this. Anyway, as you can see here, we've got enter a number, let's say 40, so the number's high, let's say 50. Okay, let's go 70. 100, you are correct. So the number there actually just happened to be 100. Enter a number, 6, higher, 100, lower, 80, 60, 40, ooh, 45. Okay, so it's between 40 and 45, 42. So, how does this actually work? So what we're doing up here, when we're importing random, this is a library we are importing into our code, which allows us to use random numbers. This answer is a variable we've created called answer, which is equal to this random, which is this here, dot, so we're accessing the randint function, which creates a random integer, which is a whole number, between this, which is a, and this, which is b. Now the num equals 0, this is just defining a number variable as 0, so we'll run this while loop, and this while loop will run until the number is actually equal to the answer. So while the number is not equal to the answer, we're going to define num as, we're going to redefine num as an integer of an input of a number which the player will input, and then what we're saying is if that number, that new number, is equal to the answer, which is up here, we're going to print you are correct. Else if it's bigger than the answer, we're going to print lower, else we're going to print a higher, if that makes sense. We could actually make this a bit more complicated. I'm not going to, but we could add more to this, make it more complicated, make it a running game. Do you want to play again? Yes, no, I'm not going to do that, but we could. So everyone, that's basically all I wanted to show you actually today, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, and goodbye.